We are back, Season 4 of the Craft Beer Connoisseurs podcast. I'm Tyler, and along with me are two other hosts and a producer. For those of you who are new to the podcast, we like to showcase breweries, their beers, and conclude every episode with a thematic-ish conversation. If you're a casual listener or a seasoned vet, you know what to expect. Producers continue to change throughout episodes, but the same old connoisseurs will continue to provide top-tier content. Please feel free to listen to all of our previous episodes and producer specials to get an insight into all the breweries and beers we've mostly enjoyed. And whether you're new or returning, we are pleased to be your favorite craft beer podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Craft Beer Cons, send a friend request on Untappd, or subscribe on YouTube at Craft Beer Connoisseurs. Also drop a comment, like, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Now, for today's episode. Welcome to the Craft Beer Connoisseurs. I'm Tyler.
I'm Brett. Along with us today is producer Russell.
Hello, Russell.
Good day, Rusty boy. However...
That's only three of us.
Yes. However, there has been an epic failure as Chris could not make today.
Still could not make it.
Traffic is really, really difficult for where he comes from.
It's true. And there was an accident.
Yeah. A few red lights.
A couple of
so
red
hopefully, we'll see him soon.
I hope next episode.
Cross the fingers.
You know, our procedural bylaw states that if you miss 3 recordings in a row, then
you're out.
You could be voted out.
Guess time will tell.
And I don't think we need to do that.
No,
but
he wouldn't show for the vote anyway.
We want to see him soon.
Yes.
So in today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Still Fields Brewing out of Meaford, Ontario, and there might be a little connection to Meaford a little later on.
Absolutely. So we're going to be having 2 of their beers today. The first one being a Grisette, which is also the same name of the beer. And the second one is called Still Buds, which is a pseudo lager.
And to finish off the episode, we're going to be talking about our farming experiences. All right.
Your voice is settled back?
Yeah.
No more high pitch?
No. It's just, sometimes these thematic conversations even catch me off. Catch me off guard.
Yep, this is true.
But anyways, we are back. Now, Still Fields is located at the intersection of Highway 26 and 3rd Line, just outside of Meaford, as previously mentioned. It's owned by a team of Margaret Curtis, Stephen Ormsby, Owen, and Jacqueline Roth, and they actually opened up in the fall of 2021.
Yes.
So we see a lot of breweries closing, and this one's opening.
This one's doing the exact opposite of closing.
That's nice.
Yes.
It's good to have that.
Yes. So sitting on 22 acres of land, Still Fields offers a unique setting where the beer itself is based on the small batches of mixed culture fermentation.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've seen a few of these breweries around. Yep. Maybe like a Small Pony Barrel Works, for example, is kind of rings a bell in terms of what they're kind of going for here.
Right.
So utilizing raw ingredients grown in the fields themselves, it ensures the highest integrity from inception to your glass or bottle or whatever you're drinking it out of. Das Boot, maybe. I don't know.
I was going to say doing like a shoey or something, but
sure.
I don't know if it.
I don't know if Chris, and I know you're not here, but if a shoot would be the proper glassware.
I don't think it's glass at all.
It's probably not.
A little bit of leather.
That's true.
Doesn't matter how good your ingredients are if you're sucking it out of a shoe.
Yes. I have like a. Is that Australians who do that? Australians who do that?
Yeah, they do a little shoey, little bit.
Yeah. We should do that sometime.
No, we should not.
Probably not. You're right. Just to say, anyway.
Yeah. So the brewery itself, I've never been. We're going to get there, but it does have.
Yeah, we're actually on there driving right now.
Yeah, we should. This is live on location in the vehicle. I wish. That'd be
could you
cool.
Imagine?
Get an RV.
Yeah.
But anyways,
who's driving then? Producer.
It's Russell.
Yeah.
We got Russell for a reason.
Yeah,
that's why we call him Russell for a reason.
Yep.
There is a patio for all seasons, including winter, which would be all seasons.
Yeah, it would be, yes.
You can cozy up by the fire, enjoy a bright, sunny day with some oak barrels. There's picnic tables and some Muskoka chairs.
Yes.
So there's a whole atmosphere that they're creating here.
Yes, so there's no actual inside taproom. It's all patio-based.
Oh.
Yes.
Patio My Lantern.
Yes. It's like Kim Mitchell action.
Yeah.
There. Yes. So
is Kim there?
Maybe.
Okay.
That'd be great. Singing some patio lanterns. Anyway, so every third Thursday of the month, there's a farmer's market with local shops to stock your fridges up, because when your fridges are empty, you need to put stuff in them.
And
I've heard.
Still Fields might be the play.
Yes, exactly. So, some local stuff, right? Local stuff.
We did get some notes here, but I've never been.
I have also never been.
And neither has Russell.
Correct. Do we want to go? Yes.
Oh, yeah, always.
Yeah, of course, right?
Always. Especially when we see some of these bottles that they've got here.
Exactly.
I mean, we always talk about the can art. Do you think you could screw up a bottle art too?
Yep. I'm pretty sure I can.
I look forward to that.
Yes.
So, yeah, as we said, none of us have actually been there, but Chris's mother has.
Oh. She didn't think of us, did she?
I think she only thought about her son, which to me, nepotism, it just doesn't sit well. Just.
But as a fan of the podcast, you should know.
Huge fan of the podcast, but not fans of us individually, at least not enough to get us some beers.
Fair enough.
But we don't have a whole lot of information because it is relatively new, and we have not been. And Chris's mom didn't provide us with a whole lot of information. But we do know
or beer.
Yeah, as you've mentioned. But we do know that they are on Untapped, and they do have some beers on there. So, Brett, why don't you hit us with some numbers there?
So they have created 33 different beers with an average rating of 3.90 out of 5. So that is what I like to see.
Yeah.
Right? Very high ratings. As we've kind of mentioned, we haven't been there. Also, none of us have any chickens, which is strange.
We don't.
Yes, we
but
don't.
But again, Mama's boy Chris.
Yes, the old me boy, Chris. He has received some beers from Still Fields, and I know he's going to feel bad when we make fun of him this whole time. Yeah, but even if he was here beside us, we'd still make fun of him.
Absolutely.
So he has 5 check-ins, with the highest rated being the Farmhouse Pilsner at a 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Good to know. Now let's talk a little bit about delivery, right? So they do have a delivery. It is free shipping on any order over $100.
Anywhere in Ontario.
Yeah, we talk about this too, is sharing is caring, unless you're Chris's mom. But we do think it is good to get some beers in people's hands and in those fridges that you need to stock. So $100 shouldn't be too hard to hit.
Collaborate, and especially when some of their stuff does come in bigger bottles.
Yeah, we're talking premium.
Bigger bottles, bigger price point.
More beer.
More beer.
Everybody wins.
Really, at the end of the day.
Everyone wins. Now, they are open Sunday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m., and then Friday to Saturday, 12 to 8.
So those are the times that we need to go.
We need to go during one of those times.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
But not on a Monday. Do you want to go on a Monday?
Yeah, I mean, if you had it off, I'd go on a Monday. Because they're open 7 days a week.
It's true. So. What we need to do is we need to find a holiday that they're going to be open that we can attend. Ooh. There is one coming up.
Thanksgiving, perhaps. Labor Day.
Yeah, we'll see what their holiday
Family Day,
are.
if we're really stretching a little far.
It's true.
Isn't Christmas on a Monday this year, too? Actually,
I don't know about that.
Probably not open during Christmas Day.
But
it would be hilarious, though.
I do think it is important to note that always make sure that whatever brewery you're going to ensure if you're going on a holiday, some will be open.
Some will be.
Some will be open.
This one probably also will be open.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to link their information on our social media, just like we do every other week.
Absolutely. And we should probably get on to beer number 1 because my mouth is a little parched and I could use a beverage.
Let's do it.
Okay. A big shout out and thank you to Jacqueline for providing the beers on today's episode.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Much appreciated. So the first beer we're having is Grisette. Again, as I said, happens to be the name of the beer as well.
It's nice when they do that.
Yes.
You don't have to
simple
guess.
For me.
You don't have to guess.
Yes. So the percentage in this is 4%, and the IBUs are unlisted. This is where you come in.
They are unlisted.
Mm-hmm. This is where you come in terms of explaining what we're going to see here.
Yeah.
And taste, I should say.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So this Grisette is very approachable. So they say.
Well, it's right. It's right here. So yeah, very approachable.
It's brewed with 50% flaked wheat and 50% barley, so a nice 50-50 mix, utilizing their own Cascade hops, which you mentioned earlier on in this episode, as they like to use everything farm fresh. Yep. And then it's finished with the Styrian Cilia in the kettle. Barrel ages in oak for over a month. to allow some of these natural kind of flavors to kind of round out the beer. And we see that with some grisettes. This will also provide some floral notes with a subtle lemon tartness. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
I'm looking for that subtle lemon tartness on the back.
I do like some subtle lemon tartness.
I
don't want it overpowered with lemon at all.
Give me a little
I
zing.
want a little bit of this.
Give me a little tart at the end.
So, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram at Craft Beer Cons and on Untappd Craft Beer Connoisseurs. The rating for Grisette is 3.93 out of 5, so a little bit above their normal average, and 134 check-ins. We've had 4 of our friends on Untappd check this one in.
I like doing this.
Yeah.
I like that.
With a 3.94, so just 1 point higher.
That's good.
Yes, and there's been 5 out of 5s.
Good. All right. Take a little cough there, Brett.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Clear it out.
I was just so excited with the 5 out of 5s there.
Clear it out. That's
I'm
all
hoping
right.
maybe this will be a 5 out of 5.
It might be.
It might be.
All right. What we need to do is grab the massive bottle.
That is one thing we should have mentioned. This is not coming out of the can.
It is not coming out of a can. It's coming out of a bottle. You'll see on our Untappd that the bottle is too big, and we cut off the top in the picture, not literally. So it is in our wonderful picture, but you're going to be missing a little bit of the bottleneck. But grab that massive bottle, grab your glass, and let's open her up. All right.
There we are.
So you pour it. There, good. Excellent. And I'm going to talk about the glassware because Chris is not here. So we are going to be drinking this out of a lovely tulip glass. And I think this is going to kind of showcase some of those colors of this beer. Hopefully they are, and some of their aromas. Brett, what are you getting there, bud?
Definitely, you can definitely get a good scent of lemon off the top here, along with that just general barrel agedness. I don't exactly know if it was oak barrels or whiskey barrels or whatever it was. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's pretty much exactly what I can smell from a Grisette.
Yeah,
it's what it is so far.
Yeah,
which is nice.
So as I mentioned, it is the oak barrel. So there's some oakiness to it.
You did mention that actually.
There's some lemon on the nose.
You don't exactly see much lemon oak.
Yeah. Now, as for the color, putting it up to the light, we're getting almost kind of like a lemon hue.
Yes. Right. There is some flotations.
Some flotations.
Oops.
Oh.
I was just holding it to the light and almost spilled.
You forgot that the fluid is in the glass.
Yes. I wanted to make sure that I didn't get all the beer because some of it now is on my pants.
No, that's good.
That's okay. At least it's on my pants and on the floor, right?
Yeah, save that for later.
Yeah, I will. little snack on the way home.
There you go. Do not drink and drive.
No, that's true. You should not do that.
There you go. All right, Brett, why don't you talk about the bottle that comes in?
This massive bottle.
And while you do that, I'm going to start drinking.
So the bottle is dark. The label itself, kind of like a peach font / I believe, just looks like a random art, I'm going to say. I'm just going to say that. But this is batch number 13. And it was bottled on July 14th. Nice. So we do have some freshness.
Send me that bottle, would you?
Yes. I told you I was going to script the bottle. I literally forecasted it.
Yeah, you're good. It's a little abstract.
Yeah, exactly. Abstract. Nice. You know what? That's the word I was going for. Abstract.
There you go. 750 milliliters. Nice bottle. Mm-hmm. All right, Brett, start drinking, bud.
Now, thank God.
I'm out here drinking alone.
Yeah, I'll join you.
As you
Not
should.
in the alone part, in the drinking part.
There you go. Yeah, it's nice. It's clean. It's refreshing. There's decent carbonation to it.
Yes.
I didn't take this out any earlier than I would have because we don't need it for this kind of beer, and it's nice because it's crisp. There's a lot of crispness to it.
It is crisp for sure. I'm not getting as much lemon as what I was hoping for. It's definitely there, but maybe it's too subtle for me.
Maybe,
but definitely the carbonation for a Grisette is right there. I don't mind this beer at all for sure.
Yeah.
Let me get another swig here just to give you a little bit more intel, if you will.
Yeah, I think from the barrel age perspective, is some of that oakiness is coming out. But again, there's the other flavors that are there, so it's not like you're getting a heavy wood kind of flavor. And sometimes when you do barrel aged, it does kind of hold on to that grittiness, if you will,
depending on how often the barrel's been used.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it depends
how wet the barrel can be inside, etc. I think the one thing that's standing out for me is the carbonation. I know we kind of mentioned it is decently carbonated. It's once you get into more and more sips, you can definitely tell how carbonated it really is. And that's just from the sitting in there, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there are some floral notes that are coming through. It's light and refreshing. The 4% is nice. I think it's at a really good, kind of alcohol point.
Nice and light. A good summer beer. Yeah. I know we're kind of closing down summer, unfortunately, here. But this is definitely a beer that you could have, I don't know, maybe in a Muskoka chair?
Maybe, yeah. I see this as almost like, this is kind of like a, I don't know, like a season's changing. I could see this as a nice summer into fall kind of beer.
Like an early September beer?
Yeah, you kind of, I mean, this is the perfect time for it, right? You get some of those crisp mornings.
I don't like crisp mornings.
I don't either, but I feel like
warm mornings.
Yeah, I do too. But you get something that's got a little bit of a chill there. This is nice, and again, it's refreshing. So.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you want to start maybe going on to the?
Yeah, we should probably talk about the 5 flavor profile, shouldn't we? Okay. So number 1 is light. I think in terms of the flavor, it is light for sure. I don't think. Pardon me, for this one, with the amount of carbonation that's coming through, I think you want to be one and done with this. I don't think you want to, and also it's a $7.50 bottle as well. So if you're drinking the whole bottle yourself, probably you should be one and done.
Yeah, at the $7.50, I think you could get the full bottle and enjoy it
and be happy with it.
Yeah, that's nice.
And sip on it, right? Be a nice little summer sipper.
Yeah,
or maybe fall sipper. I guess we're getting there. Number 2 is subtle.
Yeah, I think this plays well in this category. Again, there's a little bit of a lemon. It's not overpowering. It's subtle. The oakiness of it, I think keeping in it for a month is a brilliant idea. Mm-hmm. I think if you keep it in there longer, you're obviously going to be getting more of kind of taking away.
It just turns into an oak beer, really.
Yeah,
you're going to see less lemon.
Yeah, you're going to not have those flavors pull out. So I think that this is nice. I think it's perfect timing because you get enough of it. But again, it's not overpowering. So a lot of subtle flavors coming in.
Yes. And number 3, lemony. Don't know why they didn't choose just lemon.
Yeah.
It's lemony.
Yeah. Well, it's got my snickets.
I see what you did there. What a series of unfortunate events.
It's true, but not this beer.
No. And this is fortunate events right now.
It's true, and it leads us to number 4 on our list.
Bright.
Yes.
I definitely think, I mean, if you're holding up to the light, it definitely is bright for sure. But I think it does take a little bit of, a little bit of nuances as well to get to that bright. And again, you see this with different beers that have limited amount of check-ins that, sometimes people are just clicking words. Do you really think that bright is one of those ones that should be in here? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't mind it being in there at the 4 spot for me.
What do you see that's bright in this beer besides like maybe just the color of it?
Well, it's not. It's the flavor, right? It's a bright flavor. It keeps me kind of, as I say, I see bright sometimes going with the refreshing aspect. Mm-hmm. And it makes me want to go back. There's a little bit of a mouthfeel, and I don't know if that's. I mean, Brett and I went out for dinner tonight.
We did,
this,
yeah.
And we don't have to say where. People could just guess, but it was a good dinner.
It was a good dinner.
Company could have been better.
That's true. I could have hung out with other people.
Fans of the podcast.
Yes.
But I'm wondering, because I'm getting a bit of a mouthfeel, and I think that it's not completely finishing. It's not a clean finish.
It's lingering there, yes.
But I think that it's bright in the flavors that's hit.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5, grapefruity.
Nah, not for me.
Yeah, no. Maybe a tinge on the back end, but I think also that's coming from the carbonation of this.
Could be, yeah.
And the lemon and the carbonation kind of mixing it.
I do think that I would have probably put in something of like the floral notes.
Yes.
It's not overbearing. Again, like everything's just very subtle. I want to say it's well balanced, but it's not like it's a teeter-totter, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about like a balanced plate with equal weight on 4 corners because there's 4 different flavors I'm picking up here, and it's balanced.
I almost feel like earthy would be kind of what I would go for. And I know earthy more so you see that in different kind of styles, but I think this one would be for sure earthy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and earthy and the floral.
Yeah, earthy floral.
Goes
that would kind of take out the bright and the grapefruity for me.
Okay.
I'll
allow it.
Let's think of, other people have had this beer.
They have.
And probably should go with their on-tap reviews as well. And Tyler, you're the first one.
Yeah, so Adriel F. Handles Adriel, stated that this beer is crisp. See?
I knew somebody would agree. With more character than a 4% represents, and they gave it a 3.75 out of 5.
I do think it does drink heavier than the 4%. Personally.
Really?
Yeah, I do think it does drink a little heavier. I'm not saying it's going into that, 6 or 7 territory. I just think that, if it says 4% and then you have this beer, it's like, oh, interesting.
See, I don't think it does. I think it's light and bright. What do you got?
There you go.
What do you got for the next one?
So this one comes from Fine Things Fermented.
Okay, maybe this beer fits
And his handle is Agent Ale Rate Beer. Yeah, this is extra facts. He said, light, funky, and very easy drinking. An excellent gateway beer to any of the wild styles of beer. And I think he hit this nail on the head, if you will. I think this is a definite gateway to kind of experiment with a wild style of beer.
She's wild, baby.
Right. And he rated it a 3.80 out of 5. That's right. He has got that premium.
Yeah, premium. So I'm going to go ahead and get this party started on recording night. I'm going to give it a 4. I think it's a very nice beer. Very well done.
Okay. You want to take Chris has had this beer before, so you want to take Chris's rating?
Yeah, Chris gave it
Russell's?
a 3.75. Said super refreshing, low ABV, makes it really crushable, easy to be able to do the entire 750 milliliter bottle. A little bit of lemon and bubblegum coming through, kind of a
First notice of
saison light.
bubblegum.
Yeah.
Let me take another swig here, just see if I get any bubblegum throughout. No, not really.
All right. I'm not picking up on the bubblegum myself, but a fair assessment.
Right?
We should have probably put those comments up above when we were talking about the beer.
Well, it is what it is,
Chris.
right? Yeah. Anyway,
Brett, what do you got?
For myself, I'm going to give this a 3.5. I think it's a good beer. Grisette's not really my go-to style for sure. It said about the subtle lemon. I wish maybe there was more lemon. I know it's kind of funny to kind of uniquely say that, but I wish maybe it was a little bit more lemony, if you will, to kind of bring that rating up a little higher.
Sure.
Producer Russell, speaking of higher, is giving it a higher rating than I did, and he's giving it a 3.75. This should be easy math for you, Tyler.
It is very easy math, Brett, and I appreciate you rounding out those ratings. So that's going to give us an overall of a 3.75. We're not going to go up or down with that.
No need to round because it's already rounded.
We're right there. All right. Next up is going to be the second beer of this podcast. All right. We're back. So the second beer is Still Buds, which is a pseudo lager.
That's us after so many years.
You know what? It makes me wonder if there was a backstory to this one.
Feels
a
old,
little
right?
bit of a falling out or something might have rocked the boat.
Or, afterwards they had a little makeup, and by making up means this beer.
Yeah.
Collaborated together.
4% ABV and IBUs are unlisted. Brett, hit us with what this should
just
be.
as a note, it's pseudo lager, pseudo lager, whatever you want to say. Also on the can. It's not a can.
You want to do that now? You want to talk about
Yeah. Just because it does labeled as an extra hoppy ale. Okay. And the fun fact about this one is stubby bottles.
Yeah, this is.
Who doesn't love a good stubby bottle?
I might keep this bottle.
Oh, I'm keeping it for sure. 100% I am.
That's a nice bottle.
Right? I like this. Nice. I remember it used to have like the, what was it? Red Stripes.
Yeah.
Were in the stubby bottles. That was my first introduction to stubbies. Anyway, we should probably, move on to not that. So this actually is a collaboration with Bellwoods.
I love Bellwoods.
I also do.
I really do enjoy Bellwoods, so I'm looking forward to this.
One of those things where if you're a brewery and you kind of just came in, what would it be, almost 2 years now?
Yep.
And you're doing a collaboration with Bellwoods.
Not bad.
You must be doing something right.
Or you know somebody.
Also that. So the pseudo lager extra hoppy ale is pressure fermented with San Diego super yeast, then lagered for 2 weeks in oak barrels. Again, kind of going back to the barrel aspect of things, right? Dry hop with Herzbacher. So Herzbacher produces a fruity, spicy, and floral character. It's light and refreshing with a pleasant malt character and a nice, firm bitterness. There is some ratings for this beer, Tyler. You're supposed to get this.
Oh, I know, Brett.
Are you too busy
I was just
talking to your buds?
I was looking up some information.
Talking to your buds?
No, I don't have any buds.
Oh,
You
fair
know
enough.
this. I've got podcast co-hosts. That's all I got.
Yeah. And one of them's not even here.
That's true. I wanted to look up the to make sure this information is good because Russell's slacking.
That's very accurate.
So their overall rating for Still Buds is 3.84 out of 5 with 33 check-ins. So there's not a whole lot of check-ins on this, which makes sense because it's a newer beer. As well as, it's a nice collab, so we like that. 0 of our friends have had this beer, so that makes us exclusive.
Makes us good people
in our friend group. And there was 1 5 out of 5. Okay?
Yes.
Excellent. So grab your stubby and grab your glass and let's open her up. All right.
Forgot to say grab your bottle opener, but I already had it in my hand, so we're fine.
I knew what you got.
Yep.
So the pours. Brett, what are we going to be drinking this one out of?
I should probably get closer to the mic.
You might want to get a little bit closer to the mic.
You almost should have set yourself up for this one.
Well, I should have, but Russell
I was
didn't write
pouring.
it.
Russell
didn't write it that way.
So we are going to, again, drink this one out of a tulip glass. So hopefully in between beers, you have rinsed your glass.
Or you just have that many tulips.
Yes, or you just have that many tulips hanging around.
Keep mixing them up.
It's not like IPA glasses, because those ones shatter pretty quickly. I got a 4-pack for Christmas, and I've already gone through 3 of them. Right. Chris, how do you feel about that one?
That hurts.
That stings, doesn't it? I don't know. So,
all right, what do you see with this here? This pseudo lager.
Yeah, so nice and clear throughout. I can almost see your face through here. It's good because I don't. But
it's not translucent.
It's not that translucent, but it's definitely a crisp, light one for sure.
A little cloudy. More of like a light honey-ish color to it. Almost like an apple juice.
Almost looks like a lager.
Very much like a lager. Decent carbonation. We see that in some of it as we look through it. Relatively clean, even though that's a little bit hazy. Head, not too much head on it. A little bit of head retention.
But whatever finger way you do it, not a good amount of head.
That's true. And I think we'll be seeing some lacing here as I move it around.
Yes,
what about on the nose?
On the nose, you're kind of just getting, again, that kind of floral, and maybe even a little bit of spice as well. So I'm interested to kind of maybe dive in a little deeper here. Yeah. And by that, I mean have it.
Yeah.
And consume it.
Yeah, get in there if you like.
I will.
There
I will
is
get in there.
Still some oakiness again to this on the nose that I'm kind of picking up. But interested to see how it tastes. Brett, you've got the first sip there. What do you?
I do have the first sip. It's a light, refreshing lager. I think something that's definitely crushable, in my opinion. Maybe we kind of talked about the Grisette being kind of like a summer going into fall beer. This one's more like a spring going into summer beer for me. But yeah, I think it's very refreshing. The one thing I am picking up is more breadiness than what I was thinking with that malt kind of backbone that was kind of described. But Tyler, how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of the hoppiness.
Okay.
Very hop forward.
Obviously the hops are there too, but it's not at the forefront for me.
For me, it is.
Okay.
I don't know if there's some grassy undertones to it, but there's something there. The oak, I can get that, but yeah, I'm getting it's the hop forward for sure.
Okay, is it kind of got that earthiness, that bitterness? What's kind of?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like there's some earthiness to it. I'm not getting some of the flavors that you were kind of picking up, but again, I don't know. It's very hop forward for me.
Okay. But do you think it's refreshing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back.
I was just gonna tie that in because our top 5 flavor profiles, number 1 is refreshing because we're gonna try to tie that in there.
Yeah, I think we'll get there. I think the hoppiness. There's some bready notes to it. Refreshing. I don't know if I'm getting refreshing.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to tie like if I'm getting like a very hop forward, bread forward kind of beer. I don't really think refreshing. You know what I mean? It doesn't sit there. Yeah.
But it's the extra hoppy ale is kind of that's what you're getting kind of deal here.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm just saying that like again, I don't find that really refreshing in that essence.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, bread.
Yeah, like again, I'm picking up some of the breadiness to it.
How bitter do you think this is? Because it would be number 3.
I'd go hoppy over bitter.
Yeah.
I think there's some bitterness notes to it for sure, but I do feel like it is hop forward.
And number
it's just very different because it's a pseudo lager, right? So
we haven't had too many of these before.
We haven't. So it is kind of hard to compare it to other types of beers that we've had in this style.
Correct.
But
we're trying.
There's a lot of flavor to it. Don't get me
for
wrong.
sure. There's a lot of flavor.
It's very, very flavorful.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking even like herbal too, maybe.
Yeah. I'd throw some herbal in there.
Number 4 is hoppy, and you've kind of obviously said that you're definitely getting that.
Definitely.
Yes, but there is other people who've had this one.
They have.
And this one's named Chris.
You want to take the first one?
I will take the first one.
Go ahead.
His handle is Rusty808 and said, grassy, herbal lemon, slight oak, just so smooth and drinkable. Amazing collab hoppy beer. And he gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Second one is Jared T. Handle is JRod1114. Stated that this beer is very refreshing, slightly hoppy, rated a 4 out of 5.
Just kind of really going against anything that you said about this beer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go slightly hoppy and the refreshing part.
It'd be very hoppy and slightly refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, and it sits a little heavier. Now, mind you, we just had the Grisette, so
Yes.
it's
It'd
kind
be
of
interesting to see if you had this one on its own,
sure.
how it would compare, because you obviously have the Grisette sitting there still, right?
Yeah.
So I'll start our ratings. So out of 5 bottle caps, I'm going to give this one. I'm going to go with 3.5 as well, which nobody has done yet.
Yeah,
but I'm just going to say 3.5 for me as well.
What do you mean by
because I did rate the last beer 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see,
there you go.
yeah.
Tie it together.
Oh my goodness gracious!
You got lucky on that.
But
one.
I will take Chris's review. So he said it started out nice, but as it went on, it became more bitter and malty, bready, yeasty, pretty unique and good quality. Like other Still Field beers, they remind me a bit of Paris Beer Company in terms of how they brew.
Yeah,
okay, which is a fair comparison. And Chris gave it a 3.25 out of 5.
He sure did.
Tyler, what are you gonna give this one?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this a 3. I think it's a good beer. There's some things that are just kind of overpowering other things, especially in comparison to the Grisette, which was done beautifully. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 3. And as for producer Russell,
we haven't really heard much from him. He's more of just a quiet guy sitting back, almost like we shouldn't have hired him today.
No, I think this is actually kind of nice. Got the information in there when they need it, but kind of quiet. I like it.
Okay. All right. Hey.
It's a good deviation from what we normally get. Producer Russell is going to give it a 3.5. Okay. So that's going to give us an overall score of 3.3125. And what do you want to go with?
I'm going to go down.
All right,
because technically that's math.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a 3.25.
We'll do a 3.25 on that one.
Exactly. So that concludes the review of Still Fields and the beers provided for today's episode. I think thank you very, very much as I just get through my belching. I don't know why I am hiccuping so much, but that's what I'm doing.
You're struggle busting. All right, we're going to be coming up next with our discussion about farming.
And we're back. So, Still Fields, is located on a former cattle farm.
There you go.
And it brings up how much experience, that we have with farms and farming. And what would we
Farmer
do
Fife.
if we were farmers? So, for example, I'm going to ask a question. Have we ever worked on a farm? What did you do? I will start, and we'll kind of do like a bit of a table de la round.
We do that. We do that
Which
from
we
time
can
to
do.
time.
So actually, my first ever job was working on a farm. I worked on a dairy farm for 2 years. I milked them cows. And by milk them cows, I mean I press buttons. But still press those buttons, because somebody need to be there to press the buttons.
Big button presser.
Yes. And then the other, you scrape some poop around and other things like that come with the territory. And the stone picking and the hay bales and all that stuff. So I kind of started there when I was just about 16 and did that till I was 18 and took a year off.
Did that 16 plus 3 days.
Yes.
Heck of a time.
And took a year off to focus on baseball. Retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I was a little broke during that time frame.
Hey,
but you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. The one thing I will mention, though, is that I got paid monthly. I got paid at the first every month. Oof. So the first 2 weeks, I lived like a king. The last 2 weeks, I was asking my dad for $20.
Every other day.
Every other day. Guys gotta eat. All right. Producer Russell never worked on a farm.
Do you want to save some? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to split that up?
Yes, he just never worked on a farm.
Never worked on a farm.
He doesn't really interest him.
Okay.
Yourself?
Yeah. So for me, I've been to farms.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I've
good.
been to farms. I've seen some massive milk operations before.
I worked at one of those. Probably not the one you looked at.
It was not. It 100% was not. I dated a girl whose dad had a pig farm.
Nice.
Yeah.
You see the pigs? You get some free bacon?
Just his daughter. Hey-oh! I just kid. That's rude.
I know somebody who would like that comment. I don't think he listens to the podcast, but good guy. He's a millwright.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that guy's been with the pig himself.
Yes.
What a guy. Shout out to you, Ian. So, other than that, no, I haven't really had a whole lot of experience with farms too much.
Okay. What about Chris?
Yeah, Chris hasn't really farmed, but helped drive the tractors and feed the cows.
Yeah, that's farming.
That right there is farming
He's
right
got
there.
no desire to do that besides drive tractors.
But he did it.
But this is a connection.
Well, yeah, but that's.
Oh, we're gonna get there?
We'll tie it in a little later on. You got some other questions.
Okay, all right.
Go to another question.
So would you own a farm? What would you farm?
Okay.
So, if I'm going to own a farm, probably going to own a hop farm. Pardon me.
A what?
hop
A
farm.
hiccup farm?
Hop farm. So actually, I got some intel from my brother-in-law. A couple weeks ago, we went to the Tavistock Hop Company. They had a sunflower fundraiser. So they had some of their beers on tap there that use their own hops. And kind of explaining the acreage and terms of what it costs per acre to grow hops. So, for example, you're putting a little bit more money in per acreage, but the amount of money that you're making from the hop versus, let's say, if you're doing corn,
Like a normal kind of cash crop.
is at least 3 times.
Wow.
So it was good to actually kind of know that information. That's kind of the field he's in. But yeah, he says you're obviously putting more money into it.
To get more money out.
You know,
Money in, money out.
you gotta spend money to make money. I've heard.
They say that.
They do say that.
And
So
you spent money when you worked at the farm.
I
but
did
you
spend money.
Didn't.
I did spend money on
didn't get-
beers.
Yeah, okay.
I believe they were called cold shots.
Oh, yeah. What a time.
Right? That was my go-to back in the day. Just because you bring a 4-pack and you're good to go for the night.
Yeah.
So if I was going to, if money wasn't an option by any stretch of imagination, I would definitely buy some land and farm some hops.
Yeah.
Well, a little mosaic, a little cascade.
I love producer Russell here.
Yes, this is true.
Producer Russell would own a hobby farm, but not an actual farm. So I guess a hobby farm doesn't count as an actual farm. Would have a few chickens for eggs and meat.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
So pretty much what I'm getting from this is you're going to get the animals from whatever kind of source you get the animals from, and then have somebody come in and make food for you.
Well, so this is it. If this is a hobby farm, they've got listed a few chickens for eggs and meat. So there are 2 different kinds of chickens, right? There, you want to make sure you have egg laying, and then you're going to have ones for actually eating. Pig, cow to butcher. So this is some kind of hobby farm. You got cows, you got pigs, you got chickens.
It does seem like with this farm, you're going to have a full-time employee.
Big garden with a variety of vegetables.
Like you just need somebody who's going to be there 24/7, chopping your cow up or gardening or putting your vegetables in the ground.
I just don't know where. I mean, that's quite the hobby farm.
That's what I'm saying.
Cows and pigs.
It's a lot of stuff to manage.
Not bad.
Right?
Not bad.
So this is kind of how it gets tied in, but Chris's mom actually grew up on a farm in Meaford.
Yeah.
Which he spent a lot of time at during his childhood. So maybe he's actually seen the cattle farm that is now Still Fields.
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, it might be of more benefit now to him.
Yeah, Chris, if you could just fill out the survey on our Instagram, that'd be great.
Yes, I'm sure he'll get right on that. His wife might. We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but Chris has no desire to farm.
No.
Which is not a shock, because if we go
And judging by his location right now, he actually might be on a farm because he's not here. He's
true.
driving here. Maybe on a farm.
It's true.
But no, his actual residence, from what I know of, is nowhere near a farm. So I feel as though he does not want to farm at all.
Used to be a farm.
And just get things from farm to table.
Yeah. Used to be a farm where he lives.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, no desire to farm, which again is no surprise because we know how much Chris likes animals.
Accurate.
Yeah. As for myself, I kind of see the whole hobby farm thing. I wouldn't mind doing something like that myself. A little bit smaller scale than I think what producer Russell is saying. Like, unless I was completely retired, because if I was, then you'd be able to manage a little bit more of that. But a couple chickens would be good. I wouldn't also mind doing, some honey stuff. Get a little bees going. And then when it comes to the garden, enjoy the big garden idea. Not just with vegetables, though. I would also do fruit. So I would do a couple peach trees, an apple tree, a couple of cherry trees. And then, whatever I can eat, I'd eat. Whenever I can't, I'd juice. Whenever I couldn't juice, I'd compost again.
I will tell you, you spoke about retirement there, and we have a friend who has retired early.
Yes.
And he says not it's all cracked up to be. Maybe he wants to go back and work.
Well, I could see that. And they usually say about 6 months after you get this itch to be like, what's my sense of purpose again, to kind of keep yourself busy. I mean, that's fair. We could do that on another financial conversation at some point.
Absolutely. But
do you have any other questions about farming?
No, I think...
you got what you needed from us?
Yeah, got what I needed.
I think having...
I pretty much have the most amount of experience of farming than any of you guys.
That's why we call you Farmer 5.
Exactly.
Now,
I still have no idea what I'm doing, but I mean, I've worked on farms a lot more than you guys have.
It's true. I don't know if that's a source of pride or not, but you're wearing that badge.
I will take pride today.
I do think though adding some hops to the gardens would be good. I know that some of the individuals that we follow on Instagram, like Kayla Experience, she goes ahead.
And just like start a little mini one, like how
that's what she's got in her
exactly
in her
right.
backyard.
People have started farming marijuana and planting those. I'll plant hops. It's a little different,
but it's fairly similar.
It's very similar. Absolutely, it is
very similar.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap that up, is it not, Brett?
I think so.
All right. We are going to be right back with our goodbyes. All right. That's all for today's episode. Thanks again for listening. Keep on listening every other Thursday as Craft Beer Connoisseurs releases a new episode, and on our off Thursdays for a producer special.
Make sure to your friends, family, and your favorite farmer. I'm Chris. Tell Chris too.
I was going to say, do you want to say, tell Chris. So from all of us and the aforementioned Chris and producer Russell, I'm Tyler.
I'm Brett, and together we're the Craft Beer Connoisseurs.